Boosie got the hairy fro.
Glamps in the matrix. Your life turned to flipping pages. All the real talent behind them cages.
Whenever he smells that blood in the water, he's going to go in for it. And when he gets the big hit, he's going to finish you. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts.
If he gets the big hit.
But this is the thing, though. Miocic he's never demonstrated that kind of stuff. He's went the distance and fought off and won off scorecards. I mean, and this is maybe something I need to look up.
Miocic is overrated. He's clearly overrated.
I haven't seen him with highlight knockout reels. I haven't seen him with an impressive history.
He's not a superstar.
No, he's not. And I haven't seen him submit people. I haven't seen him knock people out.
Cormier was barely a superstar to me.
No, he wasn't a superstar. He was just a name, dude. Like, he wasn't entertaining to watch.
I can't remember, because all the great heavyweights are from other countries, so they don't get marketed the same way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But Brock Lesnar coming there, he was great. He was entertaining as hell.
Yeah, but he was just a fucking... He wasn't even technical.
Yeah, he was a wrestler, dude.
His only skill was to get a lucky shot. You go down to the ground, he literally jumped on you and pounded you.
That's it, man. He was a great wrestler.
He could hammer fist.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So...
Exactly. Like, I mean, that's like how I feel about Usman too, dude. Like, I do not like Usman too much.
I think he's overrated. It depends on the strength of your weight class at that time, you know? If you have a sorry-ass weight class, of course you can dominate.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you know what I mean?
You got Masvidal in there. You got...
Masvidal's overrated too. He had one knockout, man. That knockout was it.
He had two, I think. He had the one with the knee to Old Boy's head. And that's who that's what I was going to say on the...
That's what I'm talking about.
The boxing. Who's the Mexican cat?
Canelo?
No, the Mexican cat that beat...
the heavyset dude?
He bet Anthony Joshua.
The heavyweight?
Yeah. He beat Anthony Joshua.
He had like... What was his name?
Dude, he was a heavyweight champion for a little bit, but all he did is fuck off in Mexico party.
Yeah, he was
and then he lost
boy.
it. Yeah, then he lost it, the rematch, dude. He straight up gave it up.
He was a clown the whole time.
Oh, man, I was hoping for him, too, dude, because I was like, hell yeah, man, he beat Joshua. Joshua took that shit serious,
He's a big boy, man. Big boy, all you need is one shot, you know?
Yeah, Joshua took that shit back to the bank, dude, went to the gym, put it in, came
Joshua's
back and whooped him. Oh,
Joshua's the best right now.
Joshua, hats off to him, dude. He's a very good athlete, man.
Anyway, give it 5 seconds. We're going to come back in on this video.
All right,
5,
I'll let you lead.
4, 3, 2. And we're back, Overtime Live, Sports Bet Radio. Thank you to our sponsors at TeamSpacePoker.com. Make sure you guys check them out online. Book your poker party today. And thank you to Russell Snyder for stopping by, man. Our ESPN sports analyst is in the building, man. UFC expert, senior advisor.
Oh my!
You know, he's trying to help us get these picks together, man. It's hard to call it these days. A lot of records on the line. We're looking at Derek Lewis with the heavyweight knockouts. John Jones is still in line with the most consecutive wins.
Definitely impressive there.
It's going to be a little bit harder for him these days, though. Moving on up.
Yeah, stepping up to the next weight class is always something interesting with a lot of fighters. You know, he dominated the light heavyweight market for so long, and I find it really interesting when somebody, you know, has the audacity to just step up and just go for it. You know,
well, it's one of those sports where you have that option. You know, rare.
He ran the game in the light heavyweight for how long? I mean, almost a decade. He sat there and literally ran that game. Nobody beat him. I mean,
if you couldn't beat him, you weren't nothing.
He has a no contest to Daniel Cormier for opposed of doping during that match beforehand. But literally, you've never seen him suffer. His ability and skill has never been questioned. So something going into heavyweight, I think it's going to be a really interesting time to see how he shines in that.
And I think he will shine, man. And that's what people want to see, man. People aren't really that interested in Khabib coming out or another McGregor fight versus Nate Diaz, you know. And they want to see John Jones, man, because he's the only one who hasn't been proven otherwise.
He has the versatility, too, and that's one thing that I always find interesting. A Khabib fight, we always know how that's really going to play out. Khabib's he'll trade a little bit, and I give him that.
He gets you on the ground.
But he gets you on the ground ultimately and either submits you or ground and pounds you, and he's an animal there. And nobody can deny that. But with John Jones, you have a little bit of everything. You have somebody that can literally knock you out while standing up. You have somebody that can take you down to the ground, submit you, or ground and pound. He's literally an animal of all categories. And that's why I think it's so exciting to have somebody like that has ran a division for as long as he has, step up to heavyweight and actually welcome some new challenges.
He's looking for it. He wants a challenge, you know.
He does.
That's what's most impressive about John Jones. So, with John Jones sitting at number 2, technically in his pound for pound, who are you saying for best pound for pound in the UFC at the moment.
I really think it's John Jones, and that's not to
He's
ride
number one.
anything.
Khabib's retired, so
And and Khabib asked for that, and I feel like the UFC maybe gave that to him for that reason.
it was a reward.
And his father had passed. I'm not going to say
He was
that's
going
maybe
through a tough
why.
time during COVID.
Exactly, but I'm not going to give it to him only strictly off that. But when we go to proven track records, I think John Jones takes it without question. Not only has John Jones literally ran that division, like I said before, but literally, he's stepping up to the next division. We never saw Khabib go from one weight class to another and still run the game the way that he did. We have never seen Khabib just stand up and trade blows and get knockouts consecutively like we have seen with John Jones. That's the reason why I would give my pound-for-pound fighter to John Jones, and I think that's well-deserved.
Well, the top 10's rounded out with Israel Adesanya, who hasn't really been tested, in my opinion. Usman, at the same level, hasn't really been tested to me.
He stayed comfortable.
Miocic, I think he's not going to be champion for long. So I'm impressed with what he did with Cormier in that little.
He did with the trilogy.
That was cute.
But, he pulled it off with the trilogy.
Poirier was a fluke. He's fighting somebody who, to me, is washed up. I think that, honestly, Conor McGregor's career is washed up.
Yeah, well,
I think he hurt himself by having that fight, because now I don't think he's as logical for another boxing match where he's going to make the most money.
No, because
now we're not even interested anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's be honest, with the Floyd Mayweather fight, it was nice and everything, but that was a big underdog for McGregor to come through with a win. You're talking about Floyd Mayweather now. You're talking about another person who has a flawless record, and then McGregor is going to beat him. Come on, man. It don't. I applaud him for trying, but I didn't see that, and it ended up exactly how we thought it was going to end up.
Exactly how we thought it was going to end up.
Yeah.
So
he's a good slugger, and so is Poirier. Interesting
great fighters, fighters, great features for both of them.
Exactly. I like watching a Poirier fight or a McGregor fight. Because I know what I'm going to get. They're going to start clapping cheeks, and they're going to start slapping people, knocking them up, and they're going to end up with a knockout one way or another. These guys aren't afraid to get hit.
That's that.
And it's always interesting to see something like that.
That it is.
So I love seeing two guys go at it, and they ain't scared to trade blows, and these guys get bloodied up, and they
fight. They got their heart out there.
Exactly.
They put their heart out there, and they work for it, man. They don't even... Well, they don't make enough,
No,
they're not out there for fun, and they obviously aren't there for money.
Yeah,
so.
And hopefully Dana White, with this whole cutting people, is going to start paying his athletes a little more.
No, that's where their money comes from, man. These people are putting their hearts on the line, their lives out there. And
their bodies on the line, too.
And he's making all the money off of it, and they're just going home beat up with concussions.
If we had more money in the UFC, though, in my opinion, we wouldn't have a Conor McGregor going for a boxing match instead to make all the dough. You would have the excitement in the UFC, and you would have had him stay there and retain that kind of energy.
Well, they're never going to have the money to put up to a mainstream boxing headliner,
But with boxing's decline, we might get something.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Time will tell, though, but it's interesting.
Hey, it's possible. So we're going to take a word from our sponsors. We're going to come back. We're going to look at some highlights from this past year in the UFC honors, and we're going to see who had the best match of the year.
That should be interesting.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio.
Rolling up the grass, living better than the niggas that I used to look up to. I can show you why to come up. Yeah, I came up from the gutter to a condo out in Hollywood where the weather's good and the party's always popping up on somebody and dropping off some treat. I got enough to go around, everything for the free, so you ain't gotta smoke on me and my homies down to go to any one town and get this paper. I swear ain't nobody do me no favors. Twisting up the medicine, shitting on my competition. Easy parts forgetting, but the hardest part's to try forgiving niggas for mistaking me or thinking I was the one to wait. Or thought cause I was young that I'd be dumb, and nigga, what you made's a photographic memory. Now look at my wife, she got a pornographic figure, and my autograph is bigger to your nieces and your nephews than yours ever was, not to mention your niggas. You caught them rapping Taylor Gang with us.
Everybody dead.
You want to do that? Yeah, you want to do that.
That's mine.
I see TMZ cameras, paparazzi taking pictures. I spark up a J and ask them if you wanna take one with us. Made man, ain't nobody make a nigga. About to book a flight to Vegas, trying to take one with us. You niggas too small, dog. Me, I'm thinking bigger. Critics comment on how I'm smoking weed and drinking liquor, or how I was nominated. Hey yo, I never had common sense, but I had enough sense to calm my ass down and make my dollar stretch. Yeah. Hey yo, I never had common sense, but I had enough sense to calm myself down and make my dollar stretch. I'm like basketball to net, how I make it all connect. Move strong so the funds I collect come correct when the boss nigga check ya. If you don't come from the set, I don't respect ya. Better yet, jump on the jet and get them checks up. I never give nothing less than my best. You can tell by the way that I'm dressed. Great bottom and my dreads always fresh. Smoke so much, I swear that I'm blessed. Know so much, I swear I'm a genius. And I'm KOing niggas, we ain't calling it eating. Spend too much time online, I'm with your bra for the evening. She a big old freak, I pull it out and she eat it. You might think I got time to kill, cause I'm so real. Lot of niggas I could've checked this year, but I'ma chill. I ain't gotta tell that they faking time and will. When it come to being certified, I'm signing seal. Signed the deal since I was 16, I've been getting cream. A young nigga smoking weed like
And we're back. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio, coming at you live from the Gulf Coast. Wrapping up the episode, we're going to finish up with some video analysis from the UFC honors. UFC last year was a great success. We're very happy to have that as a part of our show. Great source of revenue for the sports betting community.
Not only that, but one of the very few sports during the pandemic to actually still put on for everyone's entertainment.
That's right.
Something that I think is very notable.
Dana White fought for it, man. He had to go buy an island. He did what he had to do, man. He knew what he was doing.
Bought an island? Like, who does that?
And somebody
NFL's not buying an island to play football games.
He's dedicated, you know.
I respect him for that.
Big shout out to Dana White, and big shout out to the UFC honors for giving recognition to the UFC. So we're going to kick it off with this here. What do you see in this?
Let's see.
Let's see. All right. Fight of the year. This is Poirier. This is how he got into the McGregor fight.
Like I said, Poirier's always been a slugger.
Big knees. Woo!
Trading them blows, just like I was talking about. Not afraid at all.
That's what it takes. He's fearless, man.
That's what's entertaining about fighters. Because when somebody does it and they're not scared and they'll sit there and trade these blows, and look at him just getting it, man. Just taking it to him. Taking him down, busting that face up, and just making it to where he can't put up with any more, man. And yet he's getting busted and comes back and fights like an animal, man.
And that's what it's about, man. That's where the entertainment factor comes from. People pay to see this. They don't pay to see you wrestling.
No,
they don't pay to see submissions.
And if you do get a good submission in wrestling, it's all right, you know. But people want to see this kind of engagement. They want
you finish it with a submission after you beat the hell out of him.
Exactly. Like, he just took it to the dude and just busted him up. He didn't want no more. He put him in the submission, and he was done with it, man. Poirier is a great fighter, and now Louisiana at that, man.
This is one of my favorite fights of all time. Right here. These are two girls who really went relentless. They went toe-to-toe, and they weren't going back down, man. They were throwing hands, knees.
And they give a good name to women fighting, actually, I think. Like, this is not the Ronda Rousey armbar attempts all the time.
They're throwing hands.
They're really in their fight.
One of these girls could beat Amanda Nunes.
Exactly.
Nobody else could.
Like, these girls are putting their all
backhand?
Yeah, spinning back fist.
After her head?
Dude, and I mean, I think we both know what happens here. I mean, all she needs is a devil horns coming out of her head. She got knotted up in this fight, but still continued to fight. And that's the kind of dedication we need in the women's fighting division. We don't need women that are scared, but this shows you that there are women of that caliber that will fight.
All right, here we got Moreno. Good kick.
Spinning back kick.
Very risky, but, you know.
Definitely.
Will wear you out.
I mean, we saw somebody get caught with that not too long ago with the kick.
You'll get caught with it.
It happens from time to time, but those that pull it off, there's that risk and reward that you have in the balance beam, you know?
Well, when the timing's right, you know.
Exactly. It's all about knowing the shot placement. And that's something that we see in some of these fighters that do their stand-up game more. Look at this. Just going at it. Swinging for the fences. But that's not always the best thing.
Oh, good takedown.
That's why he got folded on his head.
Folded.
Swinging for those fences is going to drain the stamina, and it's going to not allow you to fight as effectively as you normally would. So it's important for these kind of guys. I mean, great sportsmanship. Always love to see that.
Always love to see great sportsmanship.
Good engagement.
Here we got Emmons and Burgos.
Woo! Nice chin check.
Oh, they're checking him, man.
Vicious with those right overhands.
Tagging him, dude. He's hungry.
What is that? 3 or 4 right overhands right there?
Look at the highlights.
Clapping him.
Caught him.
Just clapping.
Caught him. He's down.
He doesn't. He doesn't probably know where he's at that point. I mean, this is what we like to see right here. This is the violence.
My God.
This is tenacity that we like to see in
Pure
these fights.
aggression.
Exactly. Like their life's on the line. Like they're about to eat tonight, or they're not.
Great fight.
Definitely.
Great fight.
A lot of good fights this year. I mean,
it was a great year, man. It was almost like they Dana White was prepping him. You know, he knew what he wanted to see. He was matching it up. So,
and for a time that we're all locked in our houses and taken away from our
well,
normal
it's
lives,
hard- well,
it's
people-
great to see this kind of
you know, the
action.
animosity and the anger is there.
Exactly.
But the
Exactly.
fighters, you know, they want. This is their chance.
And this is why I think they need a little bit more on that payroll. But you know, we'll see what happens with that.
They
you know?
want to be recognized for their fights. You know.
Exactly.
So, there's other highlights that I'd like to show you. We're going to take a look at these. These are some of the biggest knockouts from 2020.
My favorite.
One of your highlights here. This is one of the biggest knockouts of the year. Nobody ever saw this coming.
I think I know which one this is.
You think you're going to defend against a kick?
Is this the one I'm thinking of where he catches a kick?
This is the one.
Right there. That is like KO of the year, ladies and
KO of the
gentlemen.
year.
Exactly what I said. They catch those kicks, and
Ooh.
they might have thought it was over, but that was
Crushed
it.
him.
That was it. He caught that kick, didn't do anything else with it.
Ended
The
it.
person that threw the kick knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Jumped up, kicked him right in his head, and knocked him out in the fight.
Some chances, but it worked.
Great
You know.
performance.
Here we got Holland and Souza. You know, they're going to the ground early. Big wrestling matchup.
Well, that's that struggle. This is why submissions aren't always bad or ground game, but you need this kind of energy. You don't need people just laying around the ring the entire time, not doing anything. A lot of times that's not the action people pay or want and watch to see. They want to see you going at it and just dogs them. Just dogs them. just knocks them out and just lays them flat. I mean,
Beats the hell out of it.
wow. That is like an animal right there.
That's mean.
That's what we want to
Unnecessary.
see, though. That's,
Olivier versus Lee. Here we go.
I mean, I think you can agree, Bart. Once that cage closes, this is what we need to see. You can be whatever you want before.
Well, you got to apologize after. You got to, you know. I'm sorry, friend.
That's where the sportsmanship comes in.
I
But
came here to beat the hell out of you, but I'm sorry.
I mean, we can be friends beforehand, but if
Look
that
at
cage
this.
closes
Oh.
and money's on the line, it's
Tagging
going
him.
down.
D up. Tell him God
High
up.
kicks. Good defense going on for him, though.
Submissions.
And that's what it takes sometimes, just the patience. The other man was being a little too aggressive, and he just kind of patiently waited for his opportunity.
he
Saw
locked him
the
down.
window, got the choke.
That's it. Great fight, man.
Definitely.
A lot of great fights this year. Great UFC year. Very impressed with Dana White, what he was able to do during the COVID.
Exactly. Biden and Island says no.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of commitment.
He wasn't playing, man. He wasn't going to let his franchise go down.
Exactly, and that's what we need to see.
So there we go. Oh, this is one of my favorite fights. We got to bring this back. We got to bring this back a little bit. Sorry for the delayed reaction, but I wanted him to see this. This is Cody Garbrandt.
Oh, Garbrandt is sluggy too.
This is a slug fest.
No love right here, huh?
Watch this fight, man.
Hey, Cody, no love.
They don't play around, man. They're
No.
they're trying to kill this fight.
He's definitely one of those guys that whenever the cage closes, right in there, and that's all it takes sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. That is all it takes. And he identified it as soon as it connected. Beautiful
"I'm down.
strike.
I'm down."
Beautiful hook. No love,
Beautiful
Cody.
fight.
Cody, no love. You know, I mean, what do you say?
That's
the
it.
kind of guy you
That's
need
it,
in the ring.
bro.
As soon as that cage closes, it's
ready
all
to go.
the games are over with. It's
Yeah.
full fight mode. And
He's ready to go.
That's the kind of energy we need. So
thank you guys for tuning in. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that notification button. Join the Sportsbook group on YouTube and on Facebook. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio group. And you guys have a wonderful evening. May all your bets be live. Thank you, Russell, for stopping through.
no problem. Thanks for having me.
You guys have a wonderful night.
Bye now.